All our listeners out there, no matter what your sign is, remember that you have the power to create the life you want. Understanding your strengths and tendencies can definitely help you along the way, but it all comes down to taking action and believing in yourself.
So, hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at this book, Zodiac Manifestation, A Guide to Manifesting by Sign. It's a really interesting concept, right? This whole idea that your astrological sign could affect how you manifest your desires. I mean, it's kind of like there's this secret level to intention setting, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely fascinating. You're kind of combining this ancient astrological wisdom with these more modern manifestation techniques. And this guide we're looking at today, it suggests that by understanding your elemental energy, like whether you're fire or earth or air or water, you can actually make your manifestation more effective by customizing your approach.
Okay, so let's get into it. The book starts with this universal manifestation hack that anyone can use regardless of their sign. And it all kind of centers around the new moon, which is usually associated with new beginnings, right? So the idea is you write down your biggest goal on a bay leaf, and then it gets kind of interesting.
Yeah. So depending on your element, like we were talking about, you either burn the bay leaf, which is kind of like releasing your intention out to the universe, or you bury it. Burying it is more like planting a seed for it to grow. So it's kind of like a ritual, right? This way of showing your commitment to your goal.
Okay, yeah, I'm kind of curious about this whole burning versus burying thing. Does the book explain why those actions are connected to certain elements?
It does, yeah. So burn on the bay leaf is what they recommend for fire and air signs. And if you think about it, fire is all about transforming things using really intense energy, and air is about spreading ideas and intentions. So burning the leaf represents that kind of outward release of energy. But then you have the earth and water signs, right? They bury the leaf.
Right, yeah. I'm curious about that too. It seems kind of counterintuitive to bury something that you want to bring into your life.
Well, they talk about the grounded, patient nature of earth signs. So burying the leaf is more like planting a seed. It's about nurturing it over time and watching it grow, which is a very earth sign thing to do. And then water signs are known for their emotions and intuition, right? So for them, burying the leaf near water is like entrusting their desire to the universe. They're trusting that it'll manifest in the right way at the right time.
So even in its universal hack, there's still that element of personalization, right? Okay, so let's get into each of the elements. The book goes into way more detail about each sign, right?
Exactly. Yeah, so let's start with the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This book really emphasizes taking action, like making bold moves and just having that fiery determination to make things happen, which makes sense, right? They're usually pretty passionate and driven.
So the book recommends using a red notebook to write down goals, really boldly, and lighting a cinnamon candle and just really embodying that unstoppable energy. I wonder if that has to do with psychology at all, like using those bold colors and taking action right away.
Maybe. There's actually research suggesting that bold colors can make you more alert and motivated, and taking action, even if it's a small step, can help you build momentum and stay committed. So that could be why they emphasize those things for fire signs.
It's like literally sparking a fire inside you. What about earth signs? What kind of approach works best for them?
For earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, the book suggests something more tangible and step-by-step. Makes sense because they're practical and grounded right. They want to see real results and appreciate a good plan. So they recommend actually planting seeds while visualizing their goals.
I love that. It's such a good metaphor for how earth signs approach things. Do they recommend doing anything else while they plant?
Yeah, they recommend saying an affirmation, something like, my roots grow deeper, my success climbs higher. So they're physically planting the seeds and mentally reinforcing that connection between their efforts and their aspirations.
It's like they're grounding themselves physically and mentally in that belief that their efforts will pay off. It's almost like active meditation or something. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. It's a mindful practice, right? It uses both the physical and the mental, which is very much in line with an earth signs connection to the tangible world. It's totally different from that bold, immediate action the fire signs take, but it's just as powerful in its own way.
So we have fire signs taking charge and earth signs nurturing their goals patiently. What about air signs? How does that energy translate into manifestation?
Okay, so for air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, it's all about using the power of thought and communication. They're the thinkers, the communicators, and the innovators of the zodiac. They're always connecting ideas and looking at things from new perspectives.
Which makes sense, right? Because air is about intellect and spreading ideas. So how do they use this air energy to manifest?
Visualization and affirmations are key. They recommend creating a digital vision board or journaling under the full moon. And the digital aspect is really interesting, right? Air signs love technology and innovation.
And they even recommend recording those affirmations as voice memos and listening to them like subliminal messaging. I've heard of that before. Do you think it actually works?
It's interesting, there isn't really any definitive scientific evidence to support subliminal messaging, but some research suggests that hearing positive affirmations repeatedly can affect your subconscious thoughts and behaviors. And since air signs are good at processing information and connecting ideas, this could be a really powerful tool for them.
It's like they're weaving their desires into reality using words and visuals. Okay, so we've got fire, earth, and air. That leaves us with water signs. What do they bring to the table?
Water signs Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are all about feeling and intuition. They're really connected to their emotions and their subconscious mind. So the book recommends meditating near water, could be a lake, an ocean, even a bathtub.
That's so fitting. Anything else?
Yeah, they recommend lighting a blue candle, which symbolizes peace and serenity, and repeating affirmations that focus on feeling and flowing, like I flow effortlessly into abundance. The idea is to create a space where their intuition can guide them and trust that their desires will manifest naturally, like the flow of water.
That's a really cool visual. But do they talk about the possibility of like strong emotions coming up during this process? Because water signs are known for their depth of feeling.
They do. They acknowledge that you might cry during this process, but they encourage embracing those tears as a form of release and cleansing. It's a reminder that vulnerability can be a strength, especially for water signs.
Okay, so we've talked about all four elements and how their energies can be harnessed for manifestation. What do you think about using astrology as a guide for this? Is there really something to it, or is it just a fun way to personalize your approach?
Honestly, I think it's a little bit of both. There's no real scientific evidence to prove a direct link between astrology and manifestation, but understanding your individual strengths and tendencies can be really helpful. Astrology can give you a framework for self-awareness. It helps you see patterns in your behavior and approach life with more intention.
That's a good point. It's not about blindly following rules based on your zodiac sign. It's more about using that knowledge as a tool for self-discovery and growth.
Exactly. And ultimately, whether or not you believe in the mystical side of astrology, I think the techniques in this book can be useful for anyone who wants to manifest their desires.
For sure. So what stood out to you so far? Does your sign's approach resonate with your personal style? We'll be right back to dig into some of the specific tips and rituals this book outlines for each zodiac sign. Okay, so we've talked about how each element approaches manifestation, but I kind of want to get into the specifics now. The book goes beyond just the elements and it gives you actual rituals and tips for each sign, right?
Yeah, it gets really specific, which I think is cool. Makes it feel more personal.
Totally. Okay, let's start with Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. What kind of fiery manifestation magic does the book has for them?
Well, Aries are known for being trailblazers and initiators, right? So the book really pushes that bold action and that go-getter attitude.
Makes sense. They like to dive headfirst into things. What kind of rituals would help them with that?
One thing they suggest is to create a victory board instead of a vision board. So it's not just about visualizing the end goal, but also all the steps you need to take to get there, like a strategic plan almost. They also recommend carrying a piece of red jasper. It's a stone that represents courage and energy, a little reminder of their fiery strength.
Ooh, I like that. Action-oriented, but also with a tangible reminder. What about Leos? How do they use their fire for manifestation?
Leos are all about creativity and radiance. The book suggests making a manifestation mirror. Basically, you write affirmations on your mirror with lipstick. It's about seeing yourself embodying your desires every single day.
That's such a powerful image. Okay, speaking of powerful, what about Sagittarius? What do they get for their adventurous spirit?
For Sagittarius, they recommend a travel-themed vision board. Images of places they want to visit, experiences they want to have, even symbolic representations of their goals. It's about connecting that desire to explore and expand with their manifestation practice.
That's really clever, like they're inviting the universe to come along with them. Okay, so we've got the fire signs covered. Let's move on to earth signs. Taurus first. What does the book have for them?
Taurus loves luxury and comfort, right? So the book suggests creating a sensory experience around their desires. Scented candles, Soft fabrics, good food, anything that evokes the feeling of already having what they want to manifest.
Embodying the end result through all their senses. Very Taurus. What about Virgo? What works for their analytical and detail-oriented nature?
Virgos love a good plan. The book recommends breaking down their big goal into smaller, more manageable steps, and then keeping track of their progress carefully, creating a sense of order and control within the manifestation process.
Oh, that's perfect for them. Virgos thrive on organization and seeing results. And finally, Capricorn. What kind of strategy works for their ambitious and disciplined energy?
For Capricorns, the book really emphasizes commitment and perseverance, so they recommend creating a success journal. They can write down all their wins, big or small. It helps reinforce their belief in their ability.
Love it. Like building evidence for their own success. All right, we've explored fire and earth. Let's move on to air signs. Gemini first. What's their unique approach?
Geminis are all about curiosity and communication. So the book recommends creating a manifestation podcast or even just recording their desires and goals, using their voice to bring their desires into being.
That is so Gemini. They love to talk and connect. What about Libra? What speaks to their desire for harmony and balance?
Libras are all about relationships and partnerships. The book suggests creating a vision board that focuses on that. It's about visualizing not just their own success, but also those harmonious connections with people who support their goals.
Like they're inviting the right people into their lives to help them on their journey. And lastly, Aquarius. What kind of unconventional approach do they get?
Aquarius is all about innovation and helping others. So the book recommends aligning their manifestation goals with a cause they care about, using their power to make a positive impact on the world.
So Aquarius, okay, we've covered fire, earth, and air. Time to dive into the water signs, starting with Cancer. What does the book recommend for this emotional and intuitive sign?
Cancers are known for their empathy and nurturing energy. The book suggests a moon bath ritual to connect with their intuition and let go of any emotional blocks.
Moon bath ritual. That sounds amazing. What does that involve?
Basically, taking a bath under the full moon with candles, essential oils, crystals, anything that aligns with their intentions. It's all about relaxation and introspection, letting their intuition guide them.
Sounds so soothing. Perfect for a Cancer. Okay, what about Scorpio? What works for their intensity and passion?
For Scorpios, it's all about visualization. They're encouraged to create a super detailed mental movie of themselves achieving their goals, using all their senses, feeling the emotions, hearing the sounds, seeing all the details like it's already happening.
It's like they're directing their own reality show. I can see that working for them. And last but not least, Pisces. What's their approach?
Pisces are all about art and spirituality, so the book suggests incorporating creative expression into their manifestation practice. Could be painting, writing, dancing, any kind of art that helps them tap into their emotions and intuition.
Channeling those desires into something tangible. Okay, so we've covered all 12 signs and their approaches. This book is seriously thorough. What are your final thoughts on it?
I think it's a really cool blend of practical tips and mystical stuff. It's based on astrological principles, but it also encourages self-awareness and action.
Yeah, it feels like there's something in there for everyone, no matter how much they know about astrology. Have you tried any of these techniques yourself?
I have. I'm a Libra, so I tried making a vision board focused on my relationships, and it actually worked. I started meeting more supportive and collaborative people.
That's awesome. It's always so cool to hear how these things work in real life.
Yeah, it's not about just sitting around waiting for the universe to give you things. You have to take action and align your energy with your desires.
Totally. So are you ready to put some of the Zodiac Manifestation wisdom to the test? Let's hear from our listeners. So we asked you to share your sign and a goal you're working toward. And wow, there are so many amazing things you guys are trying to manifest out there.
I know, it's so inspiring.
Okay, so let's see. We have a listener named Alex who's a Gemini, and their goal is to start their own creative writing business.
Awesome.
So Alex, as a Gemini, you're an air sign, right? And like we talked about, air signs are all about the power of thought and communication.
Yeah, and the book recommends creating a digital vision board for air signs. Since we're all about writing, Alex, this seems like a perfect fit.
Totally. Like gathering inspiring pictures and quotes, anything that really captures your vision for the business could be a great place to start.
And don't forget about affirmations, Alex. Repeating things like, my words have power, or I am a successful writer can really help with your manifestation.
And remember, air signs are all about innovation and connecting ideas, so try to come up with some unique ways to market your writing services. What are some things you could do that would really make you stand out?
Ooh, maybe start a podcast or create a really cool social media campaign that shows off your writing skills.
Those are great ideas. And Alex, don't forget about networking. Connecting with other writers, editors, potential clients can lead to some amazing opportunities.
Oh, and speaking of opportunities, remember, the full moon is a really powerful time for air signs. Try journaling your goals and intentions under the next full moon and see what happens.
It's all about using that air energy to your advantage, Alex. We can't wait to see what you create.
And to all our listeners out there, no matter what your sign is, remember that you have the power to create the life you want. Understanding your strengths and tendencies can definitely help you along the way, but it all comes down to taking action and believing in yourself.
So true. So keep learning, keep exploring, and keep reaching for the stars. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into zodiac manifestation.
Until next time, keep shining bright. And remember, the universe is always on your side.